Hey, do we have a treat for you tonight? You will not believe. Do you know what tonight is? This is the 100th show of Let's Talk Writing. We have at least 50 former guests to talk to you tonight, to tell you what they're up to, what they've been doing. It's a special night, a special time to say thank you to all those wonderful volunteers who have given so many hours. It's also a tiny bit sad. One of our guests, someone who's been very near and dear to me for a very long time, a boy by the name of Sean Callahan, should have been here tonight, and he won't be. He's lost his fight against cancer. He wrote a book called Don't Give Up. He did everything he could not to. Our hearts and our prayers are with you, Sean. Wish you could be here. Tonight, we have an opportunity to say hello to so many good guests, so many people who have graciously come back tonight, and our first guest tonight is none other than Joe Chidina. Joe, come on down. Pleasure to see you, Joe. Joe, last time you were here, you were busy doing all kinds of things. Talk to me. What have you done? What are you doing?
Well, I'm Joe Chidina, and I'm working on 2 books. I'm working on a second book of short stories. They make fun of the guardian angels, and they make fun of death, and it's kind of about writing itself. I'm also working on a memoir. I'm also working on a memoir about the boy who cried suicide, which is living with obsessive compulsive disorder.
Powerful book.
And it'll be out soon.
Well, Joe, thank you for continuing to write. Thank you for coming here today. There's some wonderful sandwiches and great treats in the back. Go join the crowd, and thank you for being here. Keep on writing. Oh my goodness, Jonathan Kruk.
Hey, man, good to see you.
Always good to see you,
Yeah,
Jonathan.
great to be here. Congratulations on your 100th show.
Much. Yes.
Yeah.
So you've been very busy. And
I'm always
you're
busy
all over the place.
telling tales, yes.
Yep.
And I'm working on a new book for the History Press.
Okay. Oh.
Yep, our publisher.
Our publisher, yep.
Called The Lore and the Legends and Lore of the Hudson Highlands. Everything from the Great Chain across the Hudson during the Revolution.
Nobody can tell our history the way you can.
Yeah, this is emphasizing the lore, the story, and all of that. So
Beautiful.
I'm excited about that.
Beautiful.
Plus, I'm going to be putting out a film version of my live performance of The Legend of
wonderful.
Sleepy Hollow. We're editing it right now,
Wonderful.
doing an Indiegogo campaign, so we're thrilled to be getting that up and off the ground. Because as you know, when I was here before, I talked about Legends
Yes.
and Lore of Sleepy Hollow in
And
the
now
Hudson
it's
Valley.
come to fruition,
Now
and
it's
off
come
you
to
go.
fruition
Wonderful.
and got the bump from your show too. The book sales are doing well in the
Oh,
third
good.
edition now.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
So good stuff.
Well, keep on keeping on.
Will indeed.
And party, have fun.
All right, thanks.
Thank you.
Take care.
Oh, Vern, the Funkin' Pumpkin Man. Good to see you.
How are you, Benny?
So, Vern, the last time you were here, you were carving pumpkins and doing all kinds of wonderful things.
I'm still carving pumpkins.
That's good.
It's our 11th year of Blaze at Van Cortlandt Manor. 11th year of Blaze at Van Cortlandt Manor.
Wow.
And I've compiled a group of poems that I started 12 years ago, and they've combined 3 smaller collections into one,
Wow.
and it's called
terrific.
Triple Blaze, the great jack-o'-lantern blaze at Van Cortlandt Manor.
And you're still doing the blaze? and-
Absolutely.
and people
I'm-
can go down to
In fact,
Van Cortlandt Manor?
I'm episode 1 as a carver.
Oh, that's wonderful.
And this is what it looks like this year.
And this is a
And
funkin.
I also have a funkin here that demonstrates how we might light them up at night, and you'll see them.
Oh, wow. And these are lit up and all over the field.
It's
and
a light show. We have
a
about
wonderful family event.
we have about 7,000 funkins lit up at night.
Well, Vern, thank you so much for sharing that. Hopefully I can get down to that blaze and see you. Keep on doing what you're doing. Hope your book does well. And go in and party. Uh-oh, look who's here. Come on, Renee.
Hey,
How are you? Good to see you again.
thanks
Busy
for
as
having me.
usual. Yeah, I get to see you pretty often at the writers group.
Yes, you do.
But you need to tell them what you're doing.
All right. Well, I am a local photographer and graphic
Yes, you
designer.
are.
Some of those two lovely covers are done by me.
Yep.
But I am currently in the process of editing my first novel, which will be
And
out.
a wonderful novel at that. I've had the wonderful opportunity of reading it in draft.
And I appreciate that. It is an ancient Egyptian drama called Pir'a Montu, or Great House of Montu, and it follows a young queen's rise to power through the dark and dangerous world of Egyptian royalty. It will be out next May.
Powerful book. Powerful
is.
book. Well, wonderful. Keep on keeping on. Renee Fleury, keep writing. Good to see you. Thank you. Ah, here we are, Vincent O'Reilly. But that's not the name we're going to find on your books.
No. I have used the pen name of Paul Castanellis, primarily because the first two books I published were about Byzantines, the Greeks, so I thought a Greek name would be more appropriate.
Yeah.
May as well mention now the names of those. One is Antonina and the other is Count No Man Happy. Currently, though, I've been working on two things, and parts of them are on my website. One is called Doomed. It's just a bunch of short stories about dying.
Oh.
Not necessarily depressing stories, though. And the other is I've forgotten. A bunch of stories about street people in New York.
Wow.
Anyway, more information on, as I say, they're on, parts of them are on my website, as are excerpts of the other books. And they're on apuleiusbooks.com, APULEIUS books.
Excellent. Well, I look forward to continuing to read your wonderful work, and I hope they are too. A pleasure to see you. Thank you for coming back to us. Ah, come on in, Sam.
Hi, Vinny.
Samantha Apicella, what are you doing?
Okay, well, since I was on Let's Talk Writing last, I graduated from Pace University.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I got my BA in Communications.
Excellent.
Thanks. And in addition to that, I finished completing my young adult novel Through Her Voice.
Yeah, and I
I'm
got to
holding
hear-
the manuscript right here.
Oh, wonderful. I got to hear parts of that. It's powerful. Powerful.
Thank you. Yeah, it's meant to be. It's meant to really resonate with young teenagers in America and even with adults too. And it's in journal entry format. And I hope to get that published sometime soon. I'm looking for an agent.
Oh, wonderful. Well, maybe we can help you there.
That would be great.
Wonderful.
But
Well,
thank you.
Sam, thank you so much for coming back. Thank you for being on with us originally. A pleasure. Thank you. Uh-oh, these are two faces that I know well. My own grandchildren, Christian and Cadence Keeler. Last time you were on the show, you hosted the show. You took my place. And I hate to say it, but I think you did a better job than I do. Christian, you reading? What book did you just recently finish?
My brother Sam is dead.
Good book?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sad ending.
Yeah, it is a sad ending. And Cadence, you've been doing a lot of reading. I think you just bought a whole set of books yourself, didn't you?
Captain Underpants.
Yeah. So you are reading all the time. Wonderful. Starting new grades, getting new teachers. Gonna be a writer someday?
Probably not.
Hey, give me back that mic. A pleasure to have you. Go have fun at the party. And thank you for joining us. And thank you for hosting our 50th show. And now here you are at the 100th. Thanks for coming. Here we are, our man of baseball.
Hi, Vinny.
Hey,
Nice
how
to
you
be
doing,
here.
Dennis?
Spent 6 years working on the only book about the history of the induction ceremony.
Wow.
Some nice things have happened. They asked me at the Hall of Fame if I would give their book to all the living Hall of Famers. It took a year and a half, but we worked it out so that the price would be down. I could sell the book at the Hall of Fame itself,
Wonderful.
and 69 living Hall of Famers have the book now.
Wonderful.
Okay? And the other thing Last year was the 75th anniversary of the Hall of Fame. They asked me in the local paper to write about from my book, 10 stories, and I wrote that, and there were like 48,000 people at the induction last year.
Wow.
And the final thing I wanted to say is that I'm a historian,
Yes, you are.
and I do a whole thing on Benedict Arnold, Major Andre.
Oh.
I will be doing on Sunday, October 4th at 2 o'clock, I'll be doing a whole thing on Benedict Arnold, Major Andre at the Briarcliff Library for the Briarcliff Historical Society.
Wonderful. I'm going to try to catch that.
Oh, I hope so.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you. A pleasure to have you here. Keep on doing what you do, Dennis. Aha!
Pleasure.
A pleasure. Leslie, and you have a partner.
His name is John, my assistant.
Hi, John. You have been busy writing, busy working.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about how's the book doing?
It's been doing quite well. I get
Great.
quite a bit of international and domestic readers on my blog. I decided to develop an edited version of the book, so it's geared more for teens and tweens.
Oh, wonderful.
It's got the same title, Construction Tales, but the subtitle is
And
a
it's
little different.
powerful in that it helps us understand that women deserve their place in society.
And for young readers, it's to chase your dream, no matter what the pushback is, that anything's possible if you keep pushing forward.
Fight for what you want.
Yes, I have a book trailer for the book. It's a
Oh, great.
60-second trailer. It's on YouTube, and it was showcased at Book Expo America in New York City. It also took a trip over to San Francisco at the
Terrific. And
American
to get
Library.
to it, we go through the title of the book?
Yes, yes. And as well as if you plug in my name, that's my website, and there's
Okay.
plenty of social media outlets to follow as well. It's coming up, there's 2 book libraries that it's going to appear at.
Excellent.
Great.
Well, we're going to do exactly that. Thank you very much, and thank you for coming, and thank you for being her assistant.
Thank you.
Good to have you. Uh-oh, you have been flying off the wall.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about it. Every time I go online, you're getting another award.
Well, since I saw you first, which was the Sword of Demelza. Sword of Demelza has won more than 6 awards and recognitions for children's
Wonderful.
literature. And I did publish again in February, The Gift of Sunderland, and that one has already taken first place in a children's literature contest.
Wow.
So it's been great. They're wonderful books. They teach children about the endangered animals of Australia.
Yes, I read that book. You had me from the beginning to the end.
The next book you got to read because it's just as exciting.
Oh, I can't wait.
And in each book has a glossary in the back, and the glossary has tidbits of information about all the flora and fauna that are mentioned within the
And
story.
plus, going online, you give this wonderful information all the time.
Yes.
It's just wonderful. Jean E. Rogers.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you.
for being with us.
Thank you very much.
Good. Go party, have a good time. Uh-oh, here he is, the king of Vermont.
How are you?
Steve Haggerty, how are you?
Good. My book, as you know, is out, Cows
Yes.
in the Fog and Other Poems and Stories. I'm doing well with it. I've been going up to Vermont a couple times. People have called me. I've been called to do other readings. You did one with me,
Yep, I
remember?
did.
And my website is sthaggerty.com.
Good.
And, people tell me they've read it, like some people like 3 or 4 times.
Yeah,
And,
I certainly have. I go to it when I want an inspiration. Wonderful poems.
Thanks, and I got 100 letters from kids.
Wonderful.
School used it.
You also have another project, but
Oh.
you can't talk about it?
I have another project. It's about a famous artist of the 1900s. Everybody knew him. His paintings sell for like $50 million now. And somebody, a friend of his organization, called and asked me if I'd
You're
write
going to
a
be doing
book.
a book on it.
So I'm thrilled, and I think it's going to be good.
S.T. Haggerty, remember that name.
Thank you.
Pleasure to have you, Steve. Thank you. Oh, there she is, Miss Rosemary. You have how many books out now?
I have 6 books out.
6 books.
6 books published,
Yep.
and 3 more books I'm going to be publishing soon.
Collections of poetry, but you're also doing a very powerful book about your mom.
Yes, in State Hospital.
Yep. Yep.
It's taken me about 3 years to do.
Yep. A slow but worthwhile
Yes.
process. I wish you the absolute best with that. I've had a chance to see little glimpses of it. I love what you're doing. Remember Rosemary LaJoy.
Thank you.
Great job.
Thank you so much.
Good, good. Keep writing, keep
I
those
will.
books going.
Always.
Good.
Thank you, Vinny.
A pleasure. Thank you. Uh-oh. Carl, you have been sending me pieces of this brand new book.
Right.
Your last two books were wonderful. This new book is very different, and it certainly keeps me on the edge of my seat.
I'll tell you a
Talk to
little
me.
bit about it.
Yeah.
I've written 2 children's books. They're published about the little boy called Jason. He's in 6th grade, and he and his friends solve detective crimes. I've written 3 adult novels. The first is called The Commuter Train. It's about 2 guys that hijack a train to New York City. The second is about is called The Airplane. It's about some Russians that want to blow up West Point. The third is called The Road Ranger, about a guy who rides around on a silver motorcycle with his sidekick Toronto. Now, the new book is about a woman protagonist. She has a feminist magazine called Women Rising. That's the name of the book. And she finds out that the government has developed a bioweapon to turn the enemy soldiers into women.
Yeah.
And she's all excited about it.
And I've been following it along.
Thank you.
And
Thank
love
you,
it.
Vinny.
Well,
You've been helping me on this novel,
well,
and I really
It's been my
appreciate
pleasure.
it.
Keep on keeping on, Carl.
I will.
Good. Oh, Superliner. Dust. What a wonderful book.
Oh, thanks so much. Yes, I write supernatural thrillers that are for teens and adults, and I've written 4 of them so far. I think, as you said, you're
Good.
familiar
Let's
with
camera
Dust.
see the title.
With Dust. Dust is about an evil swirl of dust that attacks people in a condo called Rockhaven, and it's a fun read. My second book was Peachwood Lake, which is about an evil fish that terrorizes people in a lake in Connecticut. And my third book, which is a time travel story, is about a young woman who is framed for her boyfriend's murder when he disappears into time.
Ooh.
So it's also fun. And my latest one, which you haven't seen.
No, I haven't.
This is called Corsonia. And it's
Wow.
about 2 young girls, high school graduates, and they take a cross-country trip to, and they end up in a place called Corsonia, which is in
Wow.
northeastern Nevada. And this is a mind control story.
Wow. Well, you
So
may
it's
not
a
get
lot
out
of
of
fun.
this building with that one.
So those are my books. And my
Wonderful.
website is susanberliner.com. So
Excellent. SusanBerliner.com. And Susan Berliner, thank you for being with us
Thank you.
tonight.
It was
A
great
pleasure.
seeing you again.
Great seeing you.
Thank you.
Oh, Mr. Jimmy. Good to see you.
Yes, Vinny.
Talk to me. What are we
Yes,
doing?
well, Vinny, I'm involved in storytelling, as you know. I think I've done 39 stories on Comcast
Yep.
for public access. The next one, we're going to be interviewing police officers from ASPCA. They're going to be talking about how they go around the malls looking for anybody who leaves the dog locked in during the summertime. You get a big fine for that. If you do that.
Yeah.
Also, we're going to try to interview some ministers from Putnam County who try to bring spirituality to prisoners. Like at Rikers Island and at the jail. So we're doing things like that. And also, we're starting a writer's workshop for veterans. So I'll
Oh.
probably be getting in touch with you, Vinny.
Hey, please do.
In September.
I would love to work with them on some of their stories,
really
getting
help,
their stories
help
out.
these guys to find
Yeah,
themselves
I would
again,
love to
Vin,
do
you
that.
know.
Absolutely.
And, so I keep interviewing people, and it's a wonderful thing. And I keep
Excellent.
tell-
Yeah, and
telling
you do shows here.
keep telling my stories. And
Yeah.
we interview all kinds of people. We do people who run drug centers who help
Wow.
young people, especially with heroin. That's a big problem today in
It
our
is a big
society.
problem.
So we have a lot of wonderful people come on and talk, drug counselors, about how to help
Right.
people, basically.
Well, Jimmy,
Okay.
keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you, Vin.
Jimmy McGuire.
Thank you, Vin. Bye.
Well, hello, Andy. Good to see you again. Andy Rose.
Vinny, writing is about passion.
It is.
And I'm working on 2 books. One, school teachers dealing with a romantic thriller, and a second one, a children's book, middle grade children, in which a boy is bullied and learns to charm a violent world. But I want to talk to you about this, Lily's Payback. Lily.
Here, show that to the audience. Make sure that they get a chance to see that. Lily's Payback's an interesting book.
Yes, Lily involves school teacher colleagues, not James Bond, in a romantic thriller. And to learn more, go to drandyrose.com.
Well, Dr. Andy Rose, thank you for sharing that tonight. Thank you for being with us.
You're welcome.
Pleasure to have you. Well, hello. Miss
Great.
Linda Dahl.
It's great to be here with you, Vinny.
Yes, great. Wonderful having you then, and wonderful having you back.
Yes, this is my newest book.
Wow.
I've written several novels and nonfiction about women in jazz, biographies, but this is a real departure for me. This book, Loving Our Addicted Daughters Back to Life, is a guidebook for parents. And I wrote this book because I needed this book and couldn't find it. It's an epidemic that is devastating many communities.
Yes, it is.
And this is the first book that really talks about what women need, what young women need for prevention and for getting well. I'm going to be at Barnes & Noble in Mohegan Lake.
When?
On September 18th.
September 18th.
At 6 p.m.
Wonderful.
And also my website for more information is lindadahl.com.
Excellent. Linda, thank you so much. I'm looking forward to that Barnes & Noble presentation. I'm going to try to be there.
Great, thank
Well,
you.
thank you, and thank you for coming here today. Ah, Mr. Slater. Jeff, you not only are a great writer, you've helped us as a crew member as well. Your book is doing well, written well. Talk to me a little bit about where you are.
Well, right now I'm working on a World War I novel, which was about the air war, World War I, and I'm finding that as I go through the book, it's turning into an anti-war novel.
Wow.
The war was so horrible that the more I read about it, the less enthusiastic I was about it.
Yeah, I hear you.
I'm about 2/3 of the way through, but I got quite a bit of work to do yet.
Yeah. Well, keep on working.
Thank you, Vinny.
And
It's
keep
good
on
seeing
doing
you
what you're
again.
doing. I
Take care.
enjoy hearing your work. Thank you so much for all you've done here as well.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Uh-oh, George Robinson.
How you doing, Vinny?
How are you doing?
I'm doing great.
Boy, you're doing all kinds of things when you're not underwater.
I know. I just got my, no, you hold it. I just got my website, naturebooksbygeorge.com. On it, people can see my books. I've transitioned from e-books to print books. This is my first one, ABCs of the Coral Reef. It's a good read-to for parents and grandparents. There's a hint. So a child sees a picture of a butterfly, turn the page, butterfly fish. Sees a picture of a frog, turn the page, frogfish. I also did it in Spanish. I was challenged to do it in Spanish, but the words change. My B for butterfly is now an M for Mariposa. I did a bird banding book, did it with a nature Audubon person, and went out in the field for 3 days, how they captured the books, or captured the birds rather, and tagged them and got all the information. I just finished ABC Guide to the Everglades, another read-to for parents. I sloshed through the swamps, getting pictures of cougars and alligators and herons, etc. I'm now working, I lost the page.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. No, here it is. I'm now working on reptiles, birds, and mammals of the salt marsh. That's where
Wonderful.
something I'm doing again for elementary students. All this can be found on my website, Nature Books by George.
Excellent. George, thank you so much, and thank you for being with us.
You're welcome, Vinny.
Keep on doing what you're doing. Oh, you are getting very popular, young lady.
Oh, good. Hi.
Yes. Hi, good to see you.
You too.
What do we have?
All right. This is my most recent young adult and middle grade. This is a little bit younger. Middle grade. It's called The Haunted Museum. The first book is the Titanic. The first book is the Titanic Locket. What just came out is the Cursed Scarab, which goes back to ancient. Want me to take it?
Yeah, it might be.
To ancient
And I'll hold
Egypt.
these.
Okay, great. And so they're spooky, but they're not horrible.
Right.
They,
And they're really getting the attention of young readers.
They're doing well, yes.
Yes, they are
Yeah,
doing well. So
yeah.
terrific. I'm glad to see you're doing it. Haunted Museum, wonderful series. Suzanne Wayne, keep on keeping on.
I will. Thank you,
Well, thank
Vinny.
you. Pleasure. Bye-bye. Ah, and you. How are you? Talk to me about your book.
Okay, so Jennifer Deagle.
Yep.
I wrote From Hope to Joy
Yep.
about my family's emotional journey through my high-risk pregnancy and my
With a
daughter's
preemie?
very preemie, 23
Yes.
weeks, 1 pound,
Wow.
4-ounce baby.
Frightening.
Very frightening.
And you capture a lot of the wonderful experiences. I hear people talking about this all the time. I know the students do. I had the opportunity of going to the school and being in one of the groups, and they couldn't wait to hear about you.
Yeah.
Jennifer Deagle, From Hope to Joy. And your daughter's name is?
My daughter's name is Joy.
Joy.
Yes, it is. It is.
So
Thank you.
wonderful. Keep on keeping on. Is there another book in you?
Yes, I have one coming out in a few months about mothers that are put on bed rest for pregnancy and how to explain it to their young children who don't understand why their mother's stuck in their bed.
Keep on doing what you're doing.
Thank
you.
you.
A pleasure. Ah, Miss Goo. Yana Goo, how are you?
I'm your last guest for tonight.
Oh, the last guest already. Wow.
Yes, time flies.
Talk to me about your book. You're doing a wonderful book. I've had the opportunity to hear it and to hear parts of it.
Well, last time I was here to discuss Toastmasters. Ever since then, I've been working on my book. Renee, who is just on here, is actually designing the cover for my book, so I'm super
She designed
excited
covers for me as well.
for that. Yes. And my memoir is about how I overcame numerous obstacles to achieve consistent happiness. I hope to entertain and inspire readers with my story. I've also found that it takes much longer time to edit than write my book. For example, it took me a few months just to write it, and it took me much longer to edit. I had the pleasure of working with a former Simon & Schuster editor to work on my book, so I'm super excited about that. After my book comes out in the fall, I plan to do lots and lots of public speaking events to promote it, and that's also
And
where
Toastmasters has really helped you a lot.
Yes,
very much.
definitely. It has basically
wonderful.
saved my life.
Wow,
Definitely.
it's good to hear. Well, Yana, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Vinny, for having me.
And keep on doing what you're doing.
Thank you.
Well, would you believe what to do? Almost. What we really have to do now is some special thanks. There are some people who have been with us from the beginning, people who have worked very hard as volunteers. Jennifer Hanneberg, for one, who pretty much runs this place, has been incredible in the hours that she's given us. So Jennifer, wherever you are, hiding from the camera, not the only one hiding from the camera, Linda Shaw, who is our producer. I tried to get her up here for you, just couldn't do it. But she's been with us the whole time. This show would not have been possible if not for Linda. There also have been a whole number of other volunteers. Andy Campbell, just so many. I want to also make sure that I cover the people who have worked here tonight to help this show happen. Dylan Cudzillo, who actually directed the show tonight. Also, I want to bring attention to Gil Mail. Gil has been with us also from the very beginning. Worked his way up to director. Evan Cudzillo, and Glenn Wilson, Rona Cudzillo, Armanda Familgetti, and I also would like to call up a very special person, June, my wife, who not only worked as a camera person, who sacrificed a long time. June, come on up for a minute. Thank you very much for all your patience, and thank all those people who have been with us from the beginning. It's been a wonderful ride, and it would not be possible if not for all those people who helped. So special thanks to the crew, special thanks to everyone who's been here, and special thanks to you for being with us every Monday all year.